Okay, in today's lecture, we will discuss about this ICH, International Council for Harmonization. So, this International Council for Harmonization of Technical Requirements for Pharmaceuticals for the human use, and it is unique in bringing together the regulatory authorities and pharmaceutical industry to discuss the scientific and technical aspects of drug registration. In our India, we have CDSCO. In US, they have the US FDA. Okay. In Australia, they have the TGA. These are the regulatory authorities. And pharmaceutical industries manufacture the medicines, and that pharmaceutical industry, if they want to export the medicine in respect in that country, say for the US, they have to follow the guidelines for the US FDA. So there must be a regulation between these authorities, means TGA, US FDA, then CDSCO. So that's why company should able to sell the products in many countries as per the requirement. When we talk about the US FDA, they have very low, they say that only 1 year or 2 year for that shelf life. So in India, we can have 2 to 3 years, or many a times 4 year is there. So lot of differentiation is there. There must be a regulation in the or the harmonization in the that regulatory body is required. Many a times the product prepared in India. Okay, so the geographical and geographical conditions of the India and geographical condition of US or the European countries or the African countries are different. African countries are more have more heated and humid. In India, we also have 0 degrees Celsius temperature range from the 0 degrees Celsius to 48 degrees Celsius. So likewise, a lot of variations are there. So regulatory bodies need to develop certain rules, regulations, regulatory aspects. So that's why that product is safe to consume in that particular country. So since this inception of this ICH, okay, it is first come from in 1990, and it was initially called as International Conference for the Harmonization. Okay, and it is now worldwide accepted, and there is repeatedly change in the guidelines of this IPICH, which is as per the demand of that particular regulatory agencies. So, with the ICH establishment as an international non-profit association, so this is now registered in under the Swiss law, means in the Switzerland from the October 23, 2015. So this may be maybe your that a small question is there, or MCQ type question is there. So now in 2050 it is registered as non-profit association under the Swiss law, and ICH mission is there, and that mission is to make recommendations towards the achieving greater harmonization in the interception and application of technical guidelines and requirements for pharmaceutical products, registration and maintenance of such registrations, then to maintain a forum for the constructive dialogue on scientific issues between regulatory authorities and pharmaceutical industry on harmonization of technical requirements. Harmonization means what? The techniques developed by the pharmaceutical industry and the procedure to develop the technique defined by that regulatory agency, there must be a harmonization, means there must be a mutuality, a mutual understanding is there. So this is the role of this ICH, then to contribute to the protection of public health in the interest of patients from the international perspective, then to monitor and update harmonized technical requirements, leading to a greater mutual acceptance of research and development data, then to avoid divergent future requirements through harmonization, of a selected topics needed as a result of therapeutic advances and the development of new technologies for the production of medicinal products. Then to facilitate the adoption of new or improved technical research and development approaches which update or replace current practices. Then to encourage the adequate implementation and integration of common standards through the dissemination of the communication of information about the coordination of training, some harmonized guidelines and their use. Then to develop policy for the ICH medical dictionary. Now it is published for regulatory activities terminology with with list ensuring the scientific and technical maintenance development and dissemination of MedDRA as a standardized dictionary which facilitate the sharing of regulatory information internationally for medical products used by humans. When we talk about the ICH history, so in 23rd October 2050, this ICH, that is the International Conference on Harmonization, it was legal, okay, under the Swiss law, and before 25 years it was come into existence. Why there is need for the harmonization? So when we talk about the need for the harmonization, a realization that it was important to have an independent evaluation of medicinal products. Okay, we should evaluate independently the product before they enter into the market and in various countries. So why such types of that harmonization is come into existence, or the need is arise because previously after the first war or before that there was no such regulation is there. So many companies trying to prepare the medicament and they want to export it. So many substandards spurious medicaments are then started for the import, and then also with the export, many drugs which is used for the one indication they are started to uh, 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 give it for the another indication. So in that there was the thalidomide tragedy what there in the Europe. What happened, that thalidomide was the drug given to the pregnant ladies, and then the babies which was delivered, they they are having that uh, that delivered baby missing limbs. So that was come with the name of the thalidomide tragedy in the Europe in 1960. Then European country thought that there should be a should be some rules and regulations, so that's why such misuse can be prevented. And there is then the preparation of the rules and regulation and laws started, and as time goes on, various regulatory authorities or the regulatory bodies start functioning in that particular countries, but that rules and regulation was very different, and it is differ from country to country. There is some developed country, under development countries are there, so there was a very stringent rules. So there was a urgent need to rationalize such and harmonize the rules and regulations. Okay, so that's why the concern related to the healthcare or the development of the products or the cost which incurred for that R&D should meet to the public expectation, and there is minimum delay in making safe and efficacious new medicines for the treatment to the patient. So for that we require the harmonization. Okay, why there we will move towards the initiation of ICS. This harmonization of regulatory requirements was pioneered by the European country in 1980s. So Europe moved towards the development of single market for the pharmaceuticals, and European country come together. So with that Europe at that time, Japan and US was studying about the possibilities of harmonization amongst themselves. That is the Europe, Japan, and US. And in WHO Conference on Drug Regulatory Authorities in Paris in 1899, a specific plan for action began to materialize. And then this International Federation of Pharmaceutical Manufacturers and Association, they come jointly and discuss with the industry, with the international, with such steps of international harmonization. And there was, it was then the start of the ICH. Then ICH was conceived. So when that birth was ICH was took place in April 99. So it was first, it was then hosted by EFPLA in Brussels, and various representatives from the industry, uh, from Europe region, Japanese and US, they met and they plan that what will be the type of the harmonization, what types of terms and condition should be there in the ICH. So uh, it was named at the conference ICH, International Conference on the Harmonization. So this ICS steering committee, which was formed during that 1990, uh, they agreed and decided that the topics should be selected for harmonization, and they divided into the that topic into the QSEM, that is the safety, quality, and efficacy. Okay, then to reflect the three criteria which was the basis for approving the authorizing new medicinal products. Then we move towards the evolution. Since the ICH inception in 1990, there was progressively developing, uh, they are developing the guidelines related to pharmaceutical products, and they want to expand it. Okay, and they want to implement it into the various regions apart from their regions. So in 2015, that step was taken, and now and then it was then registered into the Swiss law. Then when we talk about this ICH guideline, the number one is the quality guidelines. Okay, when we talk about these quality guidelines, harmonization achievement in the quality area should include the pivotal milestones such as conduct of stability study, defining relevant thresholds for impurities, testing, and more flexible approach to pharmaceutical quality based on good manufacturing practices and risk management. So here we determine the quality, what will be the impurities, what will be the storage conditions. Likewise, are discussed in this quality guideline. Then the safety guidelines, when we talk about the safety, to uncover the potential risk, what will be the potential risk during the manufacturing. Okay, products risk like the carcinogenicity, genotoxicity. Okay, reprotoxicity, when we talk about such potent drugs. So the recent breakthrough has been a non-clinical testing strategy for assessing the QT interval prolongation liability, the single most important cause of drug withdrawal in the recent year. So the QT prolongation, okay, when we talk about that um, uh, heart beats, so there is the QT is there. Okay, QT, if there is QT prolongation is there, okay, PQRST is there na. Okay, heartbeat. So if there is QT prolongation is there, it may be a very severe. So many drug has been withdrawn like rafecoxib, valdecoxib, which you have the that QT prolongation. So such types of safety guidelines are developed, which that drug should pass. Okay, then efficacy guideline, here they discuss about the concern with the design, conduct, safety, and reporting of the clinical trial in that efficacy. guidelines, and some biotechnological properties related to that drug, and use of pharmacogenetics or genomics techniques to produce the better targeted medicines are covered under this efficacy. Then in multidisciplinary guidelines, these are the cross-cutting topics which do not fit uniquely into the one of the quality, safety, and efficacy are come under this multidisciplinary guidelines. And this is in brief related to the ICH. Can we harmonize that? Ideas are the purpose for this ICH. And ICH mission is to achieve greater harmonization worldwide to ensure that safe, effective, and high quality medicaments are developed and registered in the most resource efficient manner. And since its announcement in 2015, it was has grown as non-profit organization, and now it includes the 16 members and 32 observers. The participants, this is the list of the participants. Founding regulatory members are the EC, okay, Europe, FDA of the United States, then MHLW, PD, PMDA, that is from the Japan. Then founding industry members EFPIA, JPMA, PHRMA. Then standing regulatory members Health Canada, Canada from Canada. Then Swiss Medic from the Switzerland. Then regulatory members are Anvisa from Brazil, HSA from Singapore, MFDS from Republic of Korea, NMPA from China, TFDA from Chinese Taipei. Then industry member are BIO, then Global Self Care Federation, then IGBA. This is the list of the participants. Okay, there may be a short like question that list the participants for the ICH guidelines. So these are the main five headings under that. So many sub that regulatory authorities are there, and last one is the industry members. So EC from the US, Europe, FDA from the United States, and PMDA from the Japan are the founding regulatory member of this ICH. When we talk about the Europe, so Europe EC is unique in being ICH only supranational regulatory member, given that the same regulatory framework on pharmaceuticals is applicable across all the member states of European Union and the European Economic Area. The European Commission is the executive of European Union. Its main responsibility is to propose legislation, okay, ensure compliance with existing legislation, to develop policy in the European Union, and to ensure the Union's external representation. So, in addition to that, development of policy, technical and scientific requirements required for such types of legislation and policy, they forms related to such types of legislation. Then there is free movement of pharmaceutical uh, products across the whole EEA, that is the European Economic Area, and to guarantee a high level of public health protection. So this is the main objective of the European Union. When we talk about the FDA or United States, the Food and Drug Administration is responsible for protecting the public health by ensuring the safety, efficacy, and security, okay, security of human and veterinary drug, biological products, and medicinal devices, and by ensuring the safety of our nation's food supply, cosmetics, and products that emit radiations. FDA also has responsibility for regulating the manufacturing, marketing, and distribution of tobacco products to protect the public health and to reduce the tobacco by the used by the minors. So that tobacco related products come under the regulation of this FDA in the United States. So human related product, veterinary related product, biological related products, medical devices, and the tobacco related products are come under the FDA. And when we talk about this uh, PMDA for the Japan, so the pharmaceutical and medical device agency, pharmaceutical and medical devices agency is an independent administrative institution in the Japan for the safety and efficacy of the quality of the pharmaceuticals and the medicinal devices in the Japan. And in it have the same function like that US FDA, okay, related to the medicines, healthcare products, okay. There is also a healthcare medicines and the healthcare products regulatory agency in the United Kingdom is there, so that also is a part of this ICH guidelines. So PMDA in the Japan, FDA in the United States, and the EC in the European country. Okay, this was the founder member of this ICH. Then the founding industry members. Some industry members are there. EFPIA, that is the European Federation of Pharmaceutical Industries and Association. Then Juvenile Products Manufacturer Association, JPMA. Then PHRMA, Pharmaceutical Research and Manufacturers of America. Then some standing regulatory members are the Health Canada from the Canada. Then Swiss Medic from the Switzerland. This is a Swiss agency. Then some regulatory members in detail are the Anvisa from the Brazil. So this is the National Health Surveillance Agency of the Anvisa, okay, for the Brazilian regulatory agency that is responsible for the approval and supervision of food, cosmetics, tobacco, pharmaceutical, health services, and medical devices, among others, for the Brazilian people. Then HSA, that is the Health Science Authority from the Singapore, is a body under the Ministry of Health of the Singapore government, which comes and regulate the issues related to the uh, pharmaceuticals. Then MFDS, okay, food and drug safety is that regulatory body from the Republic of the Korea, which governs the pharmaceuticals standards. Then NMPA, that is the National Medical Products Administration, is the that regulatory authority from the China for the safety of pharmaceuticals. Then TFDA, Chinese Taipei, this is from the Republic of China Food and Drug Administration. Okay, Taipei Food Drug Administration from the Republic of China, and it is a Republic of China government agency which is responsible for the safety and the quality of the food, drug, medical services, and cosmetics. It is a part of Ministry of Health and Welfare, Taiwan, FDA, and it is a regulatory member of ICH Association. So so in industry members, BIO, that is the Biotechnology Innovation Organization, is the industry member, and it is the largest trade organization in the world that represents the biotechnology industry. Global Self-Care Federation, the Global Self-Care Federation is dedicated to a world where self-care increasingly contributes to better health and more sustainable health system. Then IGBA, it is the International Generic and Biosimilar Medicine Association. So these are the list of industry member for the dear student. All this matter was taken from the ICS guidelines. So if you want in details, you can refer the that ICS website. All matter is available over the ICS guideline. We don't want to change it because it is regulatory bodies and regulatory authority, and all the matters are discussed by them, written by them. We are here just discussing that what is its meaning and its basic structures.